Good morning, folks. Welcome to the last sunrise of 2025. We're back one more time this year, and I figure we'd wrap up the year with just a slightly different stream today. Something a little bit we haven't done before, so you might notice I'm a few minutes late. I was sitting here rapidly going through, looking back at the last year, everything that's been accomplished, and well, it's been a lot, y'all. I figured we'd go over it. And also got a little something fun on the side I wanted to go through. Sterling, welcome in, my guy. Good to see ya. Nat, over on Video App, how you doing? Welcome in. Thanks for joining me here on this last sunrise of 2025. Sean, you're correct. Last stream of the year, my guy. But here we are, back at it once more. Gonna do something a little bit different today. But as we go through today, I also want you guys, put in chat, let me know what your highlights were of 2025. What were your high points of this year? Drop that in chat. I want to see that throughout as we go on. I want to celebrate those and talk about them. And we'll look at a few of mine. And before we do that, though, I got a little something I want to start with. So let me go ahead and pull up this bad boy. Can y'all see that okay? That screen look good? I know it's duplicated, vertical streaming and all that. Rock and roll. Megan, welcome in. Good morning to you. Gabriel, you said thoughts on George R. R. Martin's inability to complete writing The Winds of Winter. My thoughts are I wish he would finish it. I'd love to read it. I get the pressure. I get the battle when so many people are expecting it from you. But I think he'll get it done. I'm going to go out on a limb and say I think he'll get it done. So y'all, if you've been hanging around here a little bit, you're familiar with my covers concept, where you guys give me covers and I pull them up and we look at the covers, we talk about them, and then sometimes we also read the first lines of the book and I kind of give you my input on that. So I kind of wanted to do that a little bit different today because my good friends over at the Fantasy Hive, which if you're not familiar, the Fantasy Hive is a fantasy review website made of volunteers who are just passionate readers in the community. And let me move my chat off screen. Don't think TikTok likes that. Put it over here. There we go. It's a wonderful website. And they just did their 2025 year-end awards. So I thought instead of doing viewer-submitted covers or opening lines today, we would go through who they decided were the best books of the year for different categories, and we'll give them a little bit of love for a minute. Could be a fun little exercise, and I don't know, you might see a couple of my books in there. Who knows? We'll see. Nat, it's your birthday today? Well, happy birthday to you. It is a crazy day to have a birthday, but happy birthday. You get to celebrate from sun up to sundown today then, don't you? Start with the birthday celebrations and carry them through all the way to New Year's Day at 12:01, huh? I hope you have a rockin' day set up. Grumden, what's up? Welcome in, my guy. Hope you're doing well. We're doing a little bit of different programming today, but hey, let's rock and roll and get to it, huh? So, the first category that they nominated for their year-end awards was Debut of the Year, right here. You can see all these beautiful titles down here got nominated, including The Serpent Called Mercy by Roanne Lau, This Monster of Mine by Shalini Abe Sakara. I just now realized in hindsight that reading titles and authors that I don't know about live on stream is a wonderful way to mispronounce them. So maybe we don't go through all of them, but we'll at least look at them, huh? There's some beautiful covers in here. These are good, right? I love this line, "Let justice be done," as a tagline on the front of it. I guess we should flip through all the winners for a minute. This one's kind of nuts. Kind of overwhelming at first, but pretty cool looking. This one I've seen around a lot. I've seen this cover around. I haven't read it, but I've definitely seen it all over the place. I feel like it did a lot this year. You like the green teeth cover, Sterling? It's a lot, man. It's overwhelming. It's cool. It's definitely cool. It almost has like tiger patterns in it too. It's pretty sick looking though. I feel like it's overwhelming in a good way, if that makes sense. But those are our nominees. You can see them all there. If you want to see one bigger, let me know. But the winner, Munda edits. She said, "Are these web novels?" These are published novels. Not that web novels aren't published, but these are more traditional books. Nominated for Debut of the Year by Fantasy Hive, which is a fantasy review website that I'm a fan of. And I figured for wrapping up the end of 2025, we would go through their nominees and kind of give some love to the books that they put up for nomination. Shadow, welcome in, buddy. Good to see you. And so for Debut of the Year, the winner they chose was Death on the Caldera. And I love, there's a little snippet about it in here, so I can read it to y'all. Because I think this sounds fascinating. Having perused this list a little bit ahead of time, it seems like such a cool book. So if you're looking to add stuff to your TBR, allow me to introduce you to Emily Paxman's Death on the Caldera, which is described as, "It's murder on the Orient Express with witches. A thrilling blend of fantasy and classic murder mystery, this rollicking adventure with a wide cast of suspects is ideal for those who love Agatha Christie and V.E. Schwab and are drawn to stories that take place in a vivid fantasy world." So, we'll pull the cover up a little bit bigger. That is the Fantasy Hive's Debut of the Year for 2025. And y'all, I don't know about you, but that sounds pretty rockin' to me. Murder on the Orient Express, but with witches and magic and fantasy? Dude, I'm here for that. I'm here for that. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, I have not read it. I would love to, though. My goal for 2026 is to clear out my to-be-read pile, which is, you can't see it, but it's behind me on the shelf. And I got about 10 books on there I got to knock out, but then we're going to add some new stuff, and I'm telling you, this is a strong candidate for it. Raffi, welcome in, my guy, and welcome in to all the new viewers who just tuned in. I'll just say again, as we go through stream today for our last stream of 2025, feel free to drop in chat your highlights from this year. What were the good, best moments for you this year? I want to talk about it. I want to celebrate them. And I'll do the same for mine. And in between, Raffi, welcome, good to have you. In between, what we're doing is I'm going through the fantasyhive.co.uk's nominees for their favorite books of 2025, and we're going to show them a little love for the nominees and the winners. Other name wasn't available. Welcome in, my guy. Happy last day of 2025 to you as well. Hope you're doing well. The coffee is hot. The stream is on. Let's have a good time. All roads lead to Rome on video app. You said, what kind of music do I listen to? Wide variety, but metal, country, a little bit of rap, K-pop. It's all over the place. Mainly metal. Oh, Raffi, DCC got Book of the Year at BAM Bookstore. I'm not aware of BAM Bookstore, but I'm not surprised at all to see DCC up there. That book won pretty much everything it could have this year. Even though I don't believe it was published this year. Doesn't matter, it popped off this year, right? Munda, you started writing your own book on Royal Road. That's one of your highlights of 2025? Congrats, man. The Shadows of Solari. I hope it goes well for you. Keep us updated on how it goes. Would you call that one of your highlights of 2025? Guluggoga said, are you planning anything for New Year? I'm just going to be staying home, celebrating with my wife, keeping it chill. We're working today, and we're streaming. So no real plans. We got some bubbly in the house, a little bit of champagne for later. Otherwise, it'll be a pretty regular day. What about you? Doing anything fun? We had a pinball tournament and potluck last night at our local arcade. That was pretty cool. So that was a lot of fun. We kind of had a big feast with the community and then played a small pinball tournament. That was that was our early celebration. FactTube on Video App said, can you suggest me some books? I haven't read any non-academic books. Well, FactTube, you are here in the right place. We're going to be going through a cool list of books today, and we just went through the debut of the year as voted by the authors and contributors at Fantasy Hive, and their debut of the year was Emily Paxman's Death on the Caldera. Let's pull it up bigger. There you go. So it's described as Murder on the Orient Express with witches. So if that sounds fun to you, give it a look. But on to the next category, we have Best Dressed. So I'm assuming this is going off of Best Cover. And y'all, there's some beautiful ones in there. Love the art on this one. A Palace Near the Wind by A.I. Jiang. Very cool, kind of traditional style. Look at that like hairpin is like a deer head with antlers. It's pretty sick. Blood of the Kami by Baptiste Pinson Wu. Another more traditional style, but super cool. These are awesome covers. Raffi, you said you wanted to tell me Aaron popped up on your Instagram. Was it the astronaut? This is gonna sound weird, but feet skin video. She's reposting her top 10 videos of the year, and that one was by far the biggest, and it's popping off again on the repost. Dawn of the Firebird. These are all very beautiful. Similar style so far. Raffi, it was that video. Okay, very different on this one. Emily Wilde's Compendium of Lost Tales. Kind of like cozy looking, feels like. The blurb says a thoroughly charming academic fairy tale. Interesting. Never Ever After by Su Lin Tan. Hope I'm saying all these right. I'm sure I'm not. Dawn of the Firebird, your favorite cover so far? Gulu? Well, hold on. We got some more in here, so we'll have to see. Paladin's Grace by T. Kingfisher. This one I looked at ahead of time, and I was thinking I appreciate how like traditional fantasy it looks. I believe this is like a cozy fantasy. And I kind of dig it, man. It sends me back to the Dragonlance days. Just kind of like old sword and sorcery fantasy, you know? This one's a little bit small. I can make it bigger if we want to get the better view. The Diplomacy of the Knife. What a guttural title, man. That one hurts. That one's a little bit. Ugh. It's good art though. I love the use of the purple. It's actually really cool. I don't know what to expect from it. Maybe kind of steampunk vibes with the gears and whatnot. It's pretty sick though. The Everlasting by Alex E. Harrow. This I have heard a lot about. I just read Starling House by her. And that was a beautiful book, so I was tempted by this one. The blurb didn't quite sell me on it, but I've heard a lot of good things. In fact, one of the book reviewers that I follow said it was their book of the year, and I respect their opinion a lot. Last three, we have The Keeper of Magical Things, another kind of cozy vibe cover. Doesn't look like this cover looks like a warm hug, man. The Legend of Mineka. Kind of getting like Indian vibes almost with the art style. Maybe vaguely Middle Eastern. I'm not entirely sure. I'm just digging all these though. Ian the Wizard. Hey, what's up, Ian? Welcome in, buddy. You said Diplomacy of the Knife gives you grimdark vibes for days. It does. Which grimdark is, in my opinion, traditionally kind of fantasy, but these gears and stuff are putting it into steampunk, and then the gas mask is giving me even modern vibes. So I think grimdark could be a descriptor, but I feel like the setting is going to be more modern day, perhaps. Zorro, you said, is it better to listen to an audiobook or read it? Hey, man, that's up to you. That's totally whatever you prefer, right? Like, that's the beauty of choice, really. And Perseo, do you think editing the book is harder than writing it? Yes, I do. But I just hate editing. I love writing. I hate editing. So it's a biased opinion. But yeah, I do think it is harder to edit. This one's really small. We'll blow this one up. The Library at Hellebore. Hellebore, maybe? Like Cassandra Shaw? Okay. Okay. I think that was the last one. Yep, in the lineup. And so the winner they chose, I think I just spoiled it, but y'all let me know who you think of these was the best cover. But the Fantasy Hive thinks Blood of the Kami was cover of the year. And you know what? It's pretty dang cool, man. Let me pull it up here. It was a little bit better to view. I think that's a good cover. It's so rich, right? It looks like an entire story just in the cover art alone. Welcome in, everybody that's joining. It's a pleasure to have you. As we go through stream today, I just am asking if you have a highlight of 2025. Tell me what your best moments of the year were. I want to celebrate them with you on stream because we're gonna do a bit of that this year, or this today, this year. Gulu, you said you don't enjoy. You think it's funny that you don't read books, but you still find me entertaining. Maybe I'll convince you to read some books, huh? But I'm glad you enjoy hanging out, my guy. We're glad to have you. This is a cool one. I like this cover a lot. Maybe I guess since it's the winner, here we go. We can get the back cover blurb real quick. Sung Moon, welcome in. Good to see you. Happy last day of 2025 to you. And you are over in Scandinavia, so it's a lot closer to 2026 for you than it is for us. We're sitting here looking at 7:28 a.m., but you got to be in the afternoon by now, right? All right, so this is a fun category I didn't expect to see, but short and sweet. I'm pretty sure this is just for novellas, short stories, etc. And I'm going to be a little biased in this one because if you notice, there might be a recognizable cover in here. So I was pretty flattered. I was pretty flattered to see that. Thank you very much for y'all nominating A Wriggly Little Assistant into the best novellas or short stories of the year. Again, a lot of beautiful covers in here. One that particularly stands out to me is I heard this book made a lot of fuss when it came out. It got a lot of buzz. Trigonometry. I mean, the title's great, right? What a title. I love the Old West vibe it's got going on, but kind of like adventure-y still. Beautiful cover there. Also, really, Cinder House stands out to me a lot. I believe it's a fairy tale retelling. I could be wrong, but I don't know. The cover just looks really good to me. It's really cleverly done. But the winner for short and sweet, Trigonometry. Which makes sense to me. This book was everywhere. Everywhere when it came out. And I'm glad for it. Congratulations to Stark Holborn for their win with the short and sweet category. Sung Moon, you said, is this something you can vote for? No, this was all chosen by the editors and contributors at fantasyhive.com. Right up here, which is a fantasy website that I respect their opinion and thought this was a pretty cool article they put out. I am happy simply to have Wriggly Little Assistant nominated. It didn't pop off or anything, you know. It was a nice release, but it definitely did not. Like, look, if we go to Amazon, I'm not supposed to say that name, and TikTok's probably mad at me for even having this on screen. Let's try it this way. I just want to find where the book is listed at. Okay, yeah, I'm having some sort of glitch right now where I can't use that website. It's been happening for a couple days now. So I can't see. Well, I guess we could do Goodreads, right? We can see how it's performing on Goodreads, but I'm pretty sure it's going to have good stats. Yeah, see, for a I think this is probably a novella. Yeah, it's a novella. For a novella sitting at 252 reviews or ratings and 77 reviews, that's pretty dang good. Those are good stats for what is not a full novel. Essentially, it's hard to get a lot of reviews on those. Bo on Video App, good morning, my guy. Good to see you. And Tide and Tara, you as well. Welcome to our last stream of 2025. Y'all, I got questions for you. For everybody just joining, what were your highlights of 2025? Give me a moment, an accomplishment that you're proud of. I want to celebrate those today. And while we do, I think I'm gonna pop over here for a moment because I have a list of well, let's see. Can I show it to you? There we go. You can kind of see my little notes document. My little notes that I put together. I wanted to go through kind of my highlights as well after I reply to my wife's text message. There we go. Okay, so Sung Moon, of all the short stories there, you've only heard of Wriggly Little Assistant. Well, you might be a bit biased. You hang out on this stream a lot. But I appreciate you, Sung Moon. Gulu, you said, where's the background from? The background is the back cover art of my book, Wriggly Little Hands. You can see it right there. If I turn my camera off, it's the back cover of this book. Credit to Ivan Shavrin, who was my cover artist for that. Grumden, you said your highlight of the year. Oh, you said, not sure if it's much of a highlight, but I'm halfway through my first real novel attempt. No, that's a highlight. Congratulations, my guy. That definitely counts. Amber, over on Video App, hello, welcome in. What was your highlight of 2025 for me? Ian, you said you have to start the last day of the year. Finding you as a highlight for 2025. Well, I appreciate you, my guy. Thank you for being here, Ian. It has been a pleasure to get to know you this year. I appreciate you hanging out in Discord and joining me on stream. Have a good 26, my dude. I'm sure we'll see you there. Tide and Tara, you said what I love is being through a lot of these. So proud of you. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And it's been a pleasure getting to know you as well. Thank you for joining my stream this year, Tide and Tara. Ichigo, you said, oh, happy almost New Year. Happy almost New Year indeed. Back at you, my guy. So, as a brief intermission here from the year-end awards, I wanted to go through my highlights of 2025 as well. And, I mean, the first one has got to be that we started streaming, right? We weren't running this thing. All these scenes that we have going on, right? With our Friday map making streams and our opening lines, our covers, our Q&A, all that fun stuff. We didn't do that January and February, but in March of 2025 we started streaming for the first time, and I got to meet all you wonderful people, so I'm absolutely pleased about that. That is for sure. Honestly, it's probably my biggest highlight of the year. I think of all the other things on this list, of all the other things on my list here, that is definitely my biggest highlight. Bo, you said any New Year's resolutions? My New Year's resolutions are to finish my to-be-read pile, because I've got about 10 books on it, and I really want to get through those. Beyond that, it's to slow down a little bit. I overworked myself in 26, and I burned out hard the last quarter of the year. It was a real struggle to get work done. So my resolution is to read more, work a little bit less. Just take it a bit slower. Tide and Tara, thank you for the hand heart. You're too kind. I appreciate you very much and the wisdom you bring to stream with your streaming knowledge. So, if starting stream was my biggest highlight of 2025, let's go through briefly a couple other things that we achieved this year. I think next you gotta say published Wriggly Little Hands, right? That book, this book, absolutely was a turning point in my career. Like, I've written 10 books, I've published 10 books prior to this, written, I don't know, 12, 13 maybe. And this one was different. This one kind of changed a lot of things for me. It hasn't been like incredibly successful, not like, oh, I'm living off the money from Wriggly Little Hands. But it was the first time I think I allowed myself to kind of really find the voice that I want to write in and the sort of storytelling I want to do. and I'm super excited to explore that going forward. I think that's been a big moment for me. Y'all hold on one sec. Okay, sorry about that. Needed to blow my nose for a minute and figured you didn't want to see that on camera. Gulu, you said you got to go get breakfast. No worries, my guy. Thanks for being here. Been a pleasure hanging with you. Zach, you said, what are the hot new trends in writing? Oh, man, I don't know. I mean, I guess Romantasy had a moment this year. I think it's kind of moving on a little bit. What's going to replace it, though? I don't know. I think Dark Academia is kind of coming on the rise. But these aren't really new trends. These are just things cycling back to the forefront. It's kind of how it goes in publishing. I'm not sure I know what's the hot new trend, though. Bo, you said, what made me decide to start streaming? Honestly, just a whim. Literally, I was just talking with my wife, and she's like, have you ever tried, like, streaming writing or something? That could be a cool way to, like, engage with the community. And that was how it started, actually. If, let's see, if I go to here and then go to here. Yeah, so I have, this is my video app page. I can't say the name. If we go all the way back to my first stream on here, that's 8 months ago, April 2nd. Now, I streamed a couple, probably 2 weeks before that, before I managed to upload them here. But yeah, when we started out, the first few streams, as you can see in the titles, were writing books on stream, which is a fun concept, but I don't know, not my favorite thing to do. We tried it out, but I don't know, we kind of grew naturally into our format, and y'all, there's been a lot of streams this year, as you can tell through all that. Couple hundred, I believe. Yeah, Rafi, I appreciate that, man. You said, remember when I was building towards my first 1,000 followers. Thanks to y'all, we're now building towards 6,000, which is absolutely insane. I'm not good at social media. I've never done well on social. Y'all have helped me do something on social for the first time, so thank you. Megan, you remember the old streams? Yeah, those days, huh? Long time ago, it feels like. I was writing Paragon on there. That was a good time. Our first few Fantasy Map Fridays. It was a good time looking back on it all. Sir Paint, you said morning, last day of 2025. Your highlight of 2025, you finally made it into the car show you've been going to for the past 10 years. Dude, rock on. What car did you take? Or, I mean, I guess I don't really know how car shows work too much, but elaborate, my guy. Tell me. Rafi, big agree. Big agree with your most recent comment. Kazuki, thank you very much for the congrats, my guy. Tide and Terror, you said streaming is so much easier than social. You just got to be yourself. I fully agree with that. Fully agree. I can't film a video to save my life, but I can stream with y'all any day of the week. Kazuki, you said, I have a question. There's a character... I have a question. There's a character give a main protagonist trauma or PTSD. Was there a part 2 coming? Feel free to ask that again if you want. I'm going to change my text here because I want people to know. There we go. How's that look? Logan, I've not seen much of Berserk. I've seen bits and pieces here and there, but not a consistent, like, watch through on the whole thing. I hear it's great. It looks a little dark for me, though. Like, I like the badassness of it, but it looks a little bit dark and sad. I don't do well with sad stuff. Someone asked a question I wanted to get to. Where was it? Oh, Grumden, you said, how did I settle on a voice? You've been trying to shape yours through the process. So, Grumden, for voice, I think it's kind of trust yourself fearlessly. Don't worry about what people are going to think about what you're writing. Just write kind of for yourself and let that natural voice come out. Other than that, it's just practice and repetitions, you know? Rafi, you said, am I writing anything right now or taking a minute between books? So I am technically writing Wrigley Ever After right now, my sequel to this bad boy. But I kind of, the last 2 weeks of the year, I kind of put it on pause because I was just so burned out. I was just so burned out from everything that I really needed to rest. I really worked too much this year. So it was a good lesson to learn to find that balance that I'm always talking about. So yeah, I'm excited to get back to that though, starting next week. Alex, you said your highlight is you're 5 chapters away from finishing the revision on your first novel. Congrats, my guy. Congrats. Rock and roll. I hope that goes well. Finish strong. You're going to get that done pretty soon, I imagine. 5 chapters. You got that. Sung Moon, you said you don't remember how long you've been watching, but since the first Wrigley map. Yeah, it's been a while. It's been months. It's been months, Sung Moon. I appreciate you. Glad we get to talk about F1 and your very cold weather up there, and a little bit of K-pop on the side too, huh? Titan Terra, you said your highlights were you wrote your first novel. You now work for TikTok full-time, and you have 2 big things in the works. Ooh, you're going to tease us, huh? You're going to tease us with the highlights. 2 big things in the works. Well, I want to know. Can you tell us? When can you tell us? But no, seriously, those are huge highlights. Wrote your first novel, and you moved to TikTok full-time. That's awesome. Well done, Titan Terra. Seriously. Okay, I know one of them, Titan Terra. Gotcha. But you can't share the second yet. Fair enough. All right, so I want to go back to my little list here. Here, I'll just put a blank background behind it so it's not too distracting. The next thing on my highlights of 2025 is finished writing and published Servant of Rage. That happened spring of this year, but finally, after a lot of work, we got out this bad boy. So that was pretty nice. I'm excited to have that in the world. I would say, objectively, it was a flop. Didn't sell a lot of books, but I am proud of the book. And those that have read it have quite liked it. So I'll take that. I'll take the wins where we can get them. But it was a lot of work getting this book out. So I would say it was definitely a highlight to have that back into the world. And then on the note of both of those, we did all this stuff in there. Ran launch campaigns for both books. Hired an assistant for the first time. Just a temporary thing for a couple weeks. Lovely to have, though. We sent out ARC copies to a bunch of readers who got to read it early. And for the first time, had my books placed in a bookstore that I could physically visit. Which is to say, I've had books in stores before, but they were overseas in the UK. And I was not able to get a flight over. Didn't make sense to spend thousands of dollars on a plane ticket to go see it. So this time, I got to see my books in bookstores in the US for the first time. And I'm also happy to say, thanks to y'all, the first bookstore, Books by the Bay, that my book is in, you've sold out their inventory 3 times already. And the second store it's in now, Brazos Bookstore in downtown Houston, you guys have sold it out twice now. So thank you very much. That's awesome. I'm absolutely flattered. In fact, I'm going down to Books by the Bay, Brazos Books later this week to deliver more inventory because they ran out. They're like, please bring us more, which I will gladly do. Zach, on Video App, you said, how do I gauge if a book is a flop? It's kind of subjective. But the easiest gauge for if it was a flop or not, sadly talking about this one, was that it didn't make its money back, its production costs. It hasn't earned out of its advance, and it hasn't made back its production costs, simply because it hasn't sold that much. We're not sure why. Just some books do that. Sometimes you release them, and they just don't catch on. If we could figure out why and minimize how that happens, we'd all be making a lot more money in publishing. Carmatic, you've been here a while, my guy. You've been hanging out on stream for, I'd say months at this point. You got any highlights of 2025? Any big moments you want to share? You want to celebrate? Zach, same for you. Noir, you said, what's my biggest achievement of 2025? Well, we're kind of going through the list, but I think my biggest is started streaming. Started doing this with y'all 3 days a week. I went from 4 years on TikTok with, I don't know, 200 followers to up to 6,000 in the last 8 months, thanks to y'all. Sold a lot of books. Had a lot of great streams talking about writing, answering your questions about writing, the industry, making fantasy maps on stream. Just good stuff, y'all. This is definitely my highlight of the year. I've gone from not doing much on social to streaming 3 days a week, it taking up a significant part of my work life, and I'm incredibly happy about it. It's great. It's never an adventure I expected to take, and I'm glad to be here with y'all doing it. So thank you for helping make that possible and supporting me as we do it. What about you, Noir? What's your big one? Nugget over on Video App, you said Happy New Year from Sydney, Australia. 1 hour into the year and all seems well so far. Oh, is it? Is it New Year already in Australia? No kidding. I know that they're ahead. I didn't realize they were that far ahead, though. Hey, Happy New Year to you, Nugget. What's your first thing you're doing in 2026? How you kicking it off? Carmatic, you said your highlight of 2025 was getting to enjoy the audiobook of Wriggly Little Hands with your kids and lots of traveling. Rock on, man. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I gotta say, it's really cool the amount of people that have said they've enjoyed this book with their kids, or their kids have read it on their own. I'd never expected that to happen. So thank you for contributing to that. And I know you said you did lots of traveling. Where were you off to, my guy? Yuck yuck, good to see you. Welcome in. Happy last morning of 2025 to you. All right, so in between our highlights, we're also going through the Fantasy Hive's 2025 year-end awards. We've done a couple categories. We looked at their debut of the year, which was Emily Paxton's Death on the Caldera. Here's the cover for you. Described as the Orient Express, Murder on the Orient Express with Witches. Sounds like a great read to me. It's going to be on my TBR, I'm pretty sure, once I clear out the books there currently. Then we went through the Best Dressed, their nominee for the best cover, which was Blood of the Kami by Baptiste Pinson Wu, which looks, again, another beautiful book. I love the different art styles, man. It's so good. Nugget, I asked you what you did to bring in 2026, and you said you sang Holding Out for a Hero and lit sparklers with your friends. Sounds like a good way to start for me. I like it, man. Rock on. We looked at the winner for the short and sweet category from the Fantasy Hive, and I'm also very proud to say that a Wriggly Little Assistant was one of the nominees, so thank you. I am truly flattered by that. But the winner, and I think very much deserved, was Trigonometry by Stark Holborn. I really want to add this to my TBR as well. Alright, so now that's a recap where we were. Let's move on. There's some cool stuff in here that I'm excited to get to. Next up is Stand Out Standalones. A lot of beautiful titles you can see in here. Always going to be a tough list when you're competing against Alex E. Harrow on there. And I've heard so many good things about the Everlasting this year. I love this kind of stretch of like foliage, vegetation type covers. In a league support, you heard me say Blood of the Kami, as in C-O-M-M-I-E. No, Kami, K-A-M-I, as in from Japanese mythology. A beautiful cover. Senior Goatman, you said can't stick around, but you wanted to be here for the final stream of 2025. Well, welcome in, my guy. A pleasure to see you before we ring in the new year. It's been a good one. Goatman, while you're here, what are your highlights of 2025? What's your best moment, man? Tell me. I want to celebrate it with you. I was trying to say I like this like stretch of like plant-based covers here with Savage Blooms by S.T. Gibson, right next to Hemlock and Silver by T. Kingfisher, and then House of Splinters by Laura Purcell. Just funny how there's like 3 very similar vibes, and yet I love them all. Very good covers. Oh yeah, Titan Terra, Alchemized. This book has been everywhere this year, to the point where my local bookstore has merch, like actual merch that you can buy from it, hats and shirts and stuff. It sounds way too dark for my taste, but I've heard great things about it. So if you're into dark fantasy, I hear it's great. But of all of these wonderful books, the standout standalone, according to the Fantasy Hive for 2025, is Joe Hill's King of Sorrow. Or is it just King Sorrow? King Sorrow. I expected an oven there. Now, I've not heard of this one at all. Looks pretty cool, though. I'm seeing, like, dragon scales in the background. I love the fade-out effect on the text. Pretty sick. Does it have a little blurb about what it's... Yeah, we got the full blurb here. A triumph of modern fantasy in the hands of a superb storyteller, says one of the Fantasy Hive reviewers. Where was it? There it is. Goatman, you said the highlight of 2025 for you was that you lost your job at a plumbing company and decided to full send your own company with your best man. Dude, congrats. I hope it's going well. I mean, condolences about the job, but congrats about the job. I hope it's going well, man. I hope it's going well. That's awesome. That's an adventure, if nothing else, right? Ghost, you said, did I win the voting thingy with Wriggly Little Hands? I'm not sure. The voting is now closed, so we'll see if I made finalist pretty soon. I think in January they'll be announced, and then it will go to the judging stage. It's voting first, and then the nominees get read by the judges, and they pick a winner there. But thank you if you voted for me. I appreciate that a lot. Meg H, well, good to see you. Ghost, you as well. Guys, I got a question for you. Tell me your highlights of 2025. What were your best moments of this year? I want to celebrate them with you today on our last stream of 2025. And in between, I'll share a few of my own. So let's pull up another one here. I covered all this. Well, then we're on to published a couple novellas. Those are definitely highlights. We put out, let's see, this one, Thief of Honor, most recently. And we also put out A Wriggly Little Assistant, publishing both of these. These are my first published novellas, and it was a lot of fun doing that. So that's definitely a highlight for me, which, as most of y'all know, I think it's all regulars here hanging out today. If you want these for free, join my Discord or my newsletter, and you'll get A Wriggly Little Assistant and Thief of Honor entirely free. Gotta get the plug in there, right? One moment, gotta blow my nose again. It's cold today, y'all. It's cold out there. Got that runny nose going on. Sage of Spades, you said, with love, will Joe Hill ever be able to publish without having to invite his dad? I'm not sure what that means, Joe. Or Sage. Elaborate for me? Ghost, you said your highlight is you gain some good friends and potentially a partner. We'll see. Hey, rock on. That is a good highlight. That's the word I'm looking for. In a league support, your highlight was you DM'd a fun campaign where one of the characters got the saddest ending. The satisfaction of a DM. So satisfied to give a character a sad ending. But it was good for story, right? That makes all the difference. And I think that's what you mean by that. Elliot, I'm going to read that comment from VideoTube, even though it's nonsense, simply because it's funny. Elliot on Video App says, have you ever had a dream where you would wish you could wish you wish you would you wish you could you wish you wish you could anything? Which was a wonderful trip to read in the middle of stream. Meg H, your highlight of the year was taking doodles, world building, making doodles, world building, and short stories, and starting a full book, and you're 75,000 words in. Well done, Meg. Those are good highlights. Are you going to be able to add in 2026 that your highlight is finishing a full book? I'm pulling for you on that. All right, moving on with the list. Sensational starters of 2025. Their favorite book ones of the year. Of course, the long-awaited new release from Joe Abercrombie, The Devils, with the beautiful UK cover too. Very, very cool art. Obviously, that deserves a nomination in this category. Grave Empire by Richard Swan. I haven't heard of this one. Very interesting, like Napoleonic looking, it looks like from the art. That's pretty sick. The Bone Raiders by Jackson Ford. This one's got a good energy coming off of it, man. This is like a metal band. I'm here for it. Wooing the Witch Queen by Stephanie Burgess. That's a great tagline. Love can be a witch. Very good. And y'all, you might recognize this next one in the Sensational Starters category. Again, I'm flattered the Fantasy Hive has nominated me in this category, so thank you for appreciating Wriggly Little Hands so much, y'all. I am flattered to be there. Feeling the love from these nominations. Then we have The Last Vigilant by Mark A. Latham. Cool cover. Kind of classic fantasy vibes. I'm here for it. I really like the blue of the sky with the really big white moon behind it. I don't know, those just go together well. They're almost so big that the elements look like a graphical background instead of just art, instead of just like an actual thing. I like it though. It goes both ways. Blood of the Kami, again, in this category. Going for the double win. Now, this one I've heard a lot about. This Gilded Abyss. It's like a steampunk submarine romance type adventure. I'm sure that was a terrible summary. I thought it sounded cool. This is a potential TBR for me. We'll have to see. And then the last in the category is The Knight and the Moth. Beautiful cover on it by Rachel Gillig. Love the art with the armor on one side and like the dress on the other. Very good. But the winner for this category, of course it's Joe. When you're an author as big as him and you take a little bit of time to write your next book, you know it's going to make waves when you release it. So, you know what? I'm happy to lose out to Joe. 11 years ago, I met him in a book signing, and I had him sign one of my books to be some motivational words to write more and kickstart my career as an author. And so 11 years later, I've gone from meeting him in a bookstore to losing to him for best starter book of the year. And you know what? I'll take that. I'll happily lose to Joe any day of the week. That's a nice little wrap up on that adventure, huh? But you watch out, Joe. I'm coming for you. I'll lose a couple more times to you, but one of these days, maybe. We'll see. Lines and Lore editorial, welcome in. Good to see you. I got a question for you. Tell me your highlights of 2025. What was your biggest moment of the year? What do you want to celebrate as we wrap up the end of the year here? Titan Terra, thank you. I am very happy for the nomination. That's super, super cool. I'm flattered to even have my book included on a list next to one of my biggest author inspirations of all time. I got every one of his books on my shelf back there. Hold on. We can turn that on. Nope, not that one. I got every one of his books up there on the top of the shelf. One of my biggest author inspirations for sure. Losing to him, we'll take that any day of the week. Aaron, you said, I feel so accomplished for once. I finished Act 1 of my current work in progress. It feels good. Dude, congratulations. I look forward to when you can come in here. And I want you to do this, Aaron. Come in here and let me know when you finish Act 2. I want to hold you to it. Come and tell me. I want to celebrate that with you. But right now, we'll celebrate Act 1. Well done, my guy. Well done. It's an addicting feeling, right? It feels nice. Kurma, or Surma, not sure how you say it. You said, just out of curiosity, is it tricky to publish a book digitally? I don't think so. I think it's pretty achievable. The actual mechanical process of creating an ebook and publishing it through various online retailers, pretty simple. I don't think that's that hard. Writing it and selling it are the hard parts, mainly. Lines and Lore, you said your highlight of 2025 was launching your editing business. You've edited nearly 300,000 words since you soft launched in September. Well done, Lines and Lore. You know what? Do I have my old word goal graphic? I don't think I do. I was going to try to put up the fireworks GIF, but I don't think I have it loaded in. But well done. Congratulations to you. 300,000 words edited since soft launching in September. Not bad. Not bad. I hope... I want to see how many at the end of 2026 you've edited. Try to use this as a bit of a milestone, huh? Let me know. I want to follow up. Sass Chick said, "Yo, Alex, how are you? Man, I'm doing good. How about you? How about you? It's been a good 2025. We're celebrating our accomplishments this year, and so hey, we'll pull up my next one that I want to talk about. We published another book. Published Paragon 3 this year. My third book that was released this year. Came out on April Fool's Day, believe it or not. It was a good one. It was a good one. Happy to have that out. And in that same category, we'll go ahead and just say I finalized everything for Paragon 4 and locked in a publishing date. So if you're reading that series, Book 3 came out in April. Book 4 comes out next March. And I wrote and finalized everything for Book 5. So that series is now done. All we're waiting on is a audio book edition of Book 5 and a launch date. But I'm expecting it probably in 2026. I think by end of 2026, all 5 books will be out. So that's my next highlight of 2025. Coach Kyle, it's good to see you, my guy. I'm glad you're here for this stream. It's been a wonderful year, dude. Y'all, if you don't know, Coach Kyle might be the OGest of the OGs on stream. I think Coach Kyle was here from day 1, if not, like day 3, if not day 1. Very glad to have you here, my dude. Question for you. What's one of your highlights of 2025? My biggest one, which we started with, was streaming. Starting this stream. It's been an absolute incredible journey, and I am very honored to go on it with y'all. Seriously, it has been an honor and a privilege. And I'm incredibly, incredibly excited to continue doing it. Dracula, welcome in, and same question, my friend. Give me your highlight of 2025. I want to celebrate it with you. And while we do that, we'll continue going through the list of the Fantasy Hive's 2025 year-end awards. Very happy, very honored that a Wrigley Little Assistant was nominated for the short and sweet category, though the win did go to Trigonometry by Stark Holborn, and I think that's very deserved. And I'm incredibly honored to have Wrigley Little Hands. Where was it? There we go. Wrigley Little Hands nominated in the category of Sensational Starters. Incredibly flattering. And even more flattering is losing to Joe Abercrombie. I'll take that any day of the week. Any day of the week. But Joe, I'm coming for you, buddy. Watch out. Alright, so the next category is Satisfying Sequel. Again, beautiful covers on all these. I really love this one. And including the title as well. What Stalks the Deep. Oh, what a great title. T. Kingfisher was on it in this, man. All over these awards. Very deserved, I think, too. This one looks like it's straight out of the art for like a Magic the Gathering card. I'm a big fan of this. This is a book too, and I kind of want to just jump right into it. That's sick art. Dracula, you said your highlight of the year was you wrote 15,000 words for Nov Nov for your first draft. Is that some sort of writing contest, or is that the title? Either way, you wrote 15,000 words, my guy, so rock on. That's awesome. You gonna come back Going to come back mid-2026 and tell me you finished the book? I'd love to hear that. Coach, your highlight for 2025 was an amazing year for your family. Your highlight would be your wife's accomplishment of going back and completing nursing school. Hey! Congratulations. Please give her a heartfelt congratulations from me. That's awesome. Just you have something lined up next. What's the next adventure now that school's completed? But I'm glad to hear it was a good year for your family, man. Rock on. That's a wholesome highlight. I am here for it. Yeah, Sungmoon, I can grab the link for this and drop it in Discord for y'all. I'll put it in general chat. There we go. It's a fun little list, and the Fantasy Hive's a great website. Dracula, I'm the first person to congratulate you. Well, I hope I'm not the last, because it is deserving of many congrats. Keep going. Keep writing. Grumden, if you want to join the Discord, it's linked in my bio. So if you click there, you'll see my link tree. Click into that. It's got a link right to the Discord. Fresh Skis. Yeah, give me your 2025 highlight. Same for you, Isabel, and welcome in. Glad to have you here for our last stream of the year. Jack Ann, your highlight, aside from starting your editorial business, was publishing Rise of Ruin, Book 2. You're really proud of it. Hey, that should fit right into the satisfying sequel category, huh? But congrats, seriously, Jack Ann. That's a big year for you. Starting the editing business and publishing your second book. Rock on. I love it. I hope it's doing well. Fresh, you said your highlight is you signed your first professional rugby contract. Really? That's sick. That's I find myself in disbelief. That's awesome. Congratulations. Who you playing with? Like I know nothing about professional rugby. Educate me about it. Michael Andrew, you said Happy New Year from Australia. Happy New Year, my guy. It's got to be weird to be ringing in the new year with a cup of coffee, huh? But y'all are just so far ahead over there. You time travelers. I hope Hey, do me a favor, Michael. Kick 2026 off on the right note for us. We gotta kick this stuff back into action here. I'll do it approximately. I don't know what. 16 hours from now. Isabel, your highlight was Avatar 3 coming out. Hey, you're the first person that I've seen really excited about that, but I'm glad to see it. I assume you liked the movie based on that. Tide and Tara, you have a high school reunion this year, and you're personally offended by the reminder of how much time has passed. Yeah, we're not going to talk about the gray coming into the beard here. I feel you. Chimera Arts, you said you're going to a concert, but also planning to ask your friend out tonight. Fingers crossed for you. We're pulling for you. Rock on. Would it be 2025 when you do that, or 2026? Fresh, you said you made it through the lower grades and systems in what we call the Super Rugby NFL equivalent. That can't be U.S., right, Fresh? That's got to be somewhere else, because I feel like rugby's not a big enough deal here. But, I mean, either way. Okay, you see, it's played in New Zealand and Australia. Dude, rock on. That's incredible. Rugby players are incredibly tough. I'm proud of you, man. That's incredible. You got to let us follow along with you. You got to give us updates on how it's going, man. OG, you said Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you as well. A little bit early here, but we're getting there. A couple more hours. All right, y'all, let's keep going with the list while we hear some more highlights. Again, if you have a highlight of 2025, let me know. I want to celebrate it with you. But in the meantime, we're going to celebrate the Fantasy Hive's most satisfying sequel of the year, and they nominated A Drop of Corruption as their winner. I actually have book 1 from this series on my to-be-read list right now. I heard it's really good. My local bookstore sold me on it. And I'm glad to hear the sequel is really good, too. It's something to look forward to when we're reading it. It is a cool cover, isn't it, Jack Ann? This whole series has had good covers so far. Again, with the, like, jungle foliage vibe. I'm really here for this. It's pretty sick. These are like murder mystery books, but in a fantasy world. And you know, that was all that they needed to say to get me interested. But I'm already here for it. Next category is series conclusion. So I'm assuming last book in a series. And it's kind of crazy to see this one being wrapped up. Because I remember when the first book in this series came out. And it feels like it was just yesterday. And yet here we are, finishing it up. Also another one that is cover I just absolutely love. I think I'm a big sucker for color in covers. And you can just win me over with some good colors. This one's the sci-fi, like dystopian vibes. Almost like a noir, like a sci-fi noir vibe. I'm here for it. Pretty sick looking. Color contrast really draws the eye. It does, right? Celestial Wolf. You said you started streaming this year and made affiliate on Twitch. Unfortunately, that's your only highlight. Hey, that's a pretty good highlight, Wolf. Congrats to you. Keep it going. Keep that momentum rocking and rolling, man. Well done. That's no small achievement. Affiliate on Twitch is pretty... I'm not supposed to say that website's name because TikTok will get mad at me, but congratulations to you, seriously. Dracula, you said you read 7 books this year. Would you call that a highlight? Because that's worthy of celebrating. You might have read more than I read, honestly, at least that I finished. Not counting my own, or ones that I read for work. Florida Road Dream, you said, how do you have time to read? When I'm not at work, I'm so wrapped up in writing my book. No, man, I feel you. I often don't have much time to read. That's why I don't get a lot done. That's why my goal for 2026 is to finish my to-be-read list so I can actually put some things back on it. You can't really see it. It's that shelf right there. But all those books are books that I am currently reading or want to read, and I need to clear those out. Before I can add anything else. So that's my New Year's resolution, to finish that. Andrew, you said, what's my goal for 2026? Well, I just answered it there. Well-timed question. It's to finish that to-be-read pile, and then my second one is to work a little bit less and enjoy life a little bit more. We're slowing down a bit because I burned out hard at the end of this year. And I've been recovering, and it turns out it's really nice when you're not overworked constantly. Things are a lot better. In a league support, how many books do I read for work? I don't really keep track, so I don't know. Mainly it's my own stuff that I have to read when I'm like writing a sequel. I need to refresh my memory or whatnot. So yeah, I don't really know though. I don't keep track. Millie, good to see you. Welcome in. I'm glad you're here today for our last stream of 2025. Seems only appropriate as you were here very early on in the stream. Another OG follower there, Millie. Welcome back in. Millie, what was your highlight of 2025? Let me know. I want to celebrate it with you. Andrew, you said any chance you'll have time off in 2026? Yeah, I mean, I'll take a little bit of time off, but not very much. It's more so just my workload was too high every day. I mean, as we went through, let's see if I can find it here. Earlier, we were going through my highlights as well for 2025, and I mean, look at like what we did this year. We published Wriggly Little Hands. We finished writing and published Servant of Rage. We ran massive advertising and art campaigns for both of those that required hiring an assistant. We sent out a ton of advanced review copies. We got those books in bookstores for the first time. We started a TikTok shop, which is a whole saga, and TikTok basically banned them all through a computer glitch that I still can't get sorted. Then we sold in person at 3 book fairs for the first time ever, which was incredible, and I'll continue doing that. Then we published A Wriggly Little Assistant and Thief of Honor, 2 new novellas. Published my 3rd book of the year, Paragon 3. Finalized Paragon 4, locked in its publishing date, March 2025, or 2026, if you're following that. And we wrote Paragon 5. And then we finished all the edits and other publishing miscellaneous stuff for Paragon 5. And all of that while started streaming. It was a lot this year, perhaps too much. So we're going to take it a little bit easier next year. Focus on just a few more casual launches and a nice consistent writing schedule. Because I went too hard this year. Yes, and thank you, Jack Ann. I agree. I think we could add to the highlight list right here, having Wriggly Little Hands nominated alongside Joe Abercrombie and Rachel Gillig, et cetera, et cetera. I'm pretty happy to be on this list with these names. So thank you, Fantasy Hive. I appreciate that a lot. All right, well, continuing with the list. Series conclusion, Iron Road was the winner for this, which I guess is appropriate because that was the one that I called out specifically, but I didn't remember that was the winner there. Dracula, you said your highlight was finding my streams. Oh, now you're flattering me. I appreciate that, though, Dracula. It's been a pleasure having you here. I look forward to everything coming in 2026, huh? James on Video App, you said, have you read the new Philip Pullman? I don't believe I have. Well, I guess I'm certain I haven't. What is it? What's the title, James? And I assume you've read it based on your asking. Did you enjoy it? All right, moving down the list. Marvelous Magic System. That's a cool category. And once again, we have this beautiful cover in there. I really like this cover. Look at the snake made out of plants around the apple. It's so sick, man. T. Kingfisher is just all over this list and just blowing it up. Another good one, The Strength of the Few. We covered this on stream for our opening lines. I didn't read it yet, but I want to. It sounds awesome. Again, we have Blood for the Undying Throne. Such a dramatic title with a beautiful art. I really need to just kind of load up 2026's To Be Read pile with these books because there's just so much good looking stuff on here. I love this art. I'm going to have to go through and buy a lot of these based on these recommendations. Miloth, welcome in. Welcome into the last stream of 2025. Hey, I got a request for you. Tell me your highlight of 2025. What was your happiest, best moment this year? I want to celebrate it with you on our last stream of the year. Jack Ann, you said one of my favorite routines for 2025 was tuning in for your streams. Jack Ann, you're too kind. I appreciate you. And y'all, as I said, my highlight of the year was starting streaming and meeting all you wonderful people. So thank you for being here with me all the time. I really do appreciate that. I have gone from disliking social media to still disliking social media, but enjoying being here to stream with y'all. It doesn't feel bad like social does. It's a much more, I don't know, it's a better connection. I really enjoy it. So thank you for allowing me to continue doing that, y'all. And swinging back into this category, I guess another highlight then for me this year. I'm incredibly honored to be nominated for another category in this list. Fantasy Hive showing the love. Y'all rock. Thank you very much for nominating Servant of Rage for the Marvelous Magic System of 2025. I did put a lot of work into the magic system for this book, so I appreciate the appreciation. Even if it didn't sell the best. We said earlier on stream this book was objectively a flop for me this year. I'm still proud of it. We put a lot of work into it. And I'm glad that those who have enjoyed it. I also love this cover. A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping. Simple art, but cute, pleasant art, right? This feels like a good book to kick back with a glass of iced tea and read. I could be here for that. Interesting. This art caught my eye from a while away. Ooh, another one. Man, there's such good covers. Sorry, I could sit here and look at these covers all day long. James, you said Philip Pullman's newest is The Rose Field. That's what I had asked what it was called. You said it's like heavily involved with the books in the series before, so you might want to read the other books of Dust in His Dark Materials. Oh, that's where I know the name from. His Dark Materials. Gotcha. Tam, you said the more you write, the more flops you'll have. It's just the nature of writing. It is. If we could identify what makes a book blow up, we'd all be making a lot more money, right? It's kind of just luck on some level. You just do the best you can, put out the best book you can, and we'll see where it goes. But the winner for Marvelous Magic System as voted by the judges and contributors of the Fantasy Hive. The Keeper of Magical Things by Julie Leong. Or Yong. I don't know. I'm sure I'm butchering all of these, and I apologize immensely, guys. Cold reading author names and titles. Not smart to do live on stream. I apologize. I'm doing my best. I do love the art. This one is just full of cute art. This whole category. Like I said, I think I'm just going to build my whole to be read pile out of this list. Which, if you want to look at it yourself, I dropped the link in Discord. But this is the Fantasy Hive's 2025 Year-End Awards. And I am absolutely flattered to have been nominated 3 times now in these awards. We got Wriggly Little Assistant in the short and sweet category. We got Wriggly Little Hands in the sensational starters category, ultimately losing out to Joe Abercrombie's The Devils. And you know what, Joe, watch out, buddy. I'm coming for you. I'll get you next time. Probably not, but we're going to say it anyway. And then Servant of Rage, nominated in Marvelous Magic System. Feeling the love today. Tam, you said writing books is like buying stocks. You could guess a bit on what will do well, but you can never be certain. It's true. That is the truth of the matter. But Tam, now that you're here, buddy, I need to know. What's your highlight of 2025? Let me know. I want to celebrate it with you on our last stream of the year here. Jenna, you said, what's the peculiar word or expression you saw trending in 2025's literature? Or most peculiar. I don't know if I saw like a word trending necessarily. I think, trending in 2025 was really romantasy. And also Dragon Rider Fantasy has kind of made a comeback. Which things are secular. It's like fashion. You know, it all comes back. But I think that was the one I didn't expect. I didn't expect Dragon Rider Fantasy to come back in such a big way. Thomas, you said being nominated alongside Joe still has to be awesome. Oh, absolutely it does. I told this story earlier, y'all, but 11 years ago, I met Joe Abercrombie. I should pull the picture for a book signing, and I had him sign one of his books to me, Shut Up and Write. That was what I specifically asked him to sign, because at the time, I wanted to be an author, but I wasn't writing as much as I needed to. 11 years ago, he signed that book to me, and now one of my books is in the same nomination category as his, and that's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool little full circle moment, man. I'm pretty happy about that. Next objective, be in the same nomination category and beat him. Coming for you, Joe. All right, moving on. We have a hug and a book. What a wonderful category. A little less nominees for this one. We only got, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Paladin's Grace, which that makes sense to me. I said this one looks cozy and classic. That seems perfect for a hug and a book. The Enchanted Greenhouse also looks... These are just so on brand. We've seen a lot of these already in the list, and I think these are so perfect for this category. And y'all, once again, I'm flattered. I'll be riding this high for a long time. Thank you, Fantasy Hive. I'm so glad that they thought so highly of my books this year. It makes it. I don't know. It's just a little bit of validation, you know. And the last nominee for the category, A Nest of Magic by Kate Mosman. Y'all, look at this. How cute is this? Cover art, it really went to the next level in 2025. But the winner, Paladin's Grace. Let's pull it up nice and big. We can appreciate it for a minute. I'm a fan of Paladins. I kind of like that whole vibe. So I'm very, very interested in this book. Like I said, after stream, I'm just going to go through and just add like half of these books to my to-be-read pile. So thank you, Fantasy Hive, for compiling them and giving them wonderful categories like that. Uh-oh. I think I just lost my... Oh, it came back. I had briefly lost my TikTok chat. Sil, you said Mythic Creator Pool on New Year's as well. I'm flattered, Sil. Welcome in. Sil, I need to know, though, what was your highlight of 2025? We're celebrating our best and favorite moments from the past year today, so let me know yours. Other name, you said, I've seen so many people saying perchance lately, and it's beginning to hit my ears weird. Okay, so that's kind of in answer to the question earlier about what words we've seen trending. Hey, perchance is fun. It's an archaic word, but I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Thomas Carver, you said your highlight of the year has to be starting on your first novel and going to Japan again for your anniversary. Bro, starting your first novel. Congratulations. Several people have said starting books or reaching word goals has been their highlight of the year, and I'm so proud of y'all. Let's go. Keep it going. Rock and roll. Thomas, I want to hear in 2026 when we do this again, I want to hear that your highlight of the year was finishing and or publishing your first book, buddy. Come on. You got this. Millie, what's your highlight of the year? Have you told us yet? I want to know. Jolisa, you said you keep seeing this one and you need to read it. Oh, was that for Paladin's Grace? It was probably for Paladin's Grace, right? I'm going to be adding that to my to-be-read pile as well. Jolisa, your favorite read of the year is Blood Over Brighthaven. And you started writing your first book also. Yo, rock on! Blood Over Brighthaven has gotten a lot of buzz this year. When I do the cover streams and the opening line streams, it's always up there, nominated a lot. So maybe that's another one for the to-be-read pile. Like I said, y'all, my resolution for next year is I need to finish my to-be-read list. It's all those right up in there. I got to clear those off. And then everything on this list, I think, is going to be pretty much right on to the to-be-read pile again. But Jolisa, you also started writing your first book in 2025. I love it. It's a great highlight. Congratulations. I hope it's going well. And as always, y'all, for everybody who's starting their writing career, if you have questions, anytime I'm live, even if I'm not, you can just drop them in comments in my videos. Ask me. I'm happy to help with anything you got. Ted, welcome in, my guy. Good to see you. Yo DJ, you said I've been looking to read Vagabond. Heard it was amazing. Vagabond by, who's it by? Oh, Millie, you said your highlights that you got to meet me. Well, thank you, Millie. I appreciate that. It's been a pleasure having you here since I think day one of stream. And as I said, my biggest highlight of the year has been starting this stream back in March, y'all. What a journey it's been. I never thought I would be streaming. I mean, I became an author so that I could sit quietly in my cabin in the woods, type up my manuscript, drive into town once every 3 months, throw the manuscript at an editor, and disappear again. Did not ever think streaming would be something I did frequently. But coming back here to hang out with y'all has been an absolute privilege and a pleasure this year. It is definitely my top highlight of the year. All right, let's continue with this list a little bit. Most evil character. Now, this one I can't really speak to much because I haven't read these books. But I can say this. I have heard a lot about Alchemized, and it sounds so dark. I fully understand how it was nominated for this category. I mean, just look at the cover. Look how dark it looks. I've heard great things about it. Like I said, my local bookstore is literally stocking hats, shirts, bookmarks, etc. All themed after this book, all for this book. So it's clearly doing well. I could see how it would have evil characters. Also, this one just gives me the ominous vibes. Look at the spider web with the spider in between the deer skull antlers. I can see how this would have the most evil character. But according to the Fantasy Hive, the winner was Grave Empire by Richard Swan. I've not heard a lot about this one. But like I said, I'm going to have to look into all of these for my TBR pile. Between the demon skull, the cannons, and the flames on this cover, I fully get how you'd have the most evil character in this one. James over on Video App said, next year, could you do streams where you read books to us? That would be really cool. You love my voice. Well, thank you, James. We could try to work something like that in. I don't know what the format would be. I'll take input on it. I don't want to just read other people's books on stream because I don't even know the legalities of that. But I'm sure we could figure out something. Bubba Husky, you said, have you read any Glenn Cook stuff? The Black Company, etc., are both great series. Or the Black Company and Garrett P.I. I've read the Black Company, but a long time ago, back when Grimdark really blew up on the scene, like 2015. I read that. I liked it. It just a little bit. The darkness can get a little bit heavy for me at times. But I mean, hey, Joe Abercrombie's one of my top 3 authors, so clearly I'm okay with that genre at some level. All right, let's keep rolling with this list. Nomination for Hidden Gem of 2025. Again, Fantasy Hive. Oh, I didn't mean to click through to that. Thank you very much for putting Wriggly Little Hands on here. This has got to be, what, the 6th nomination on here? I'm feeling the love from Fantasy Hive this year. I'll take Hidden Gem. Thank you. But other books in here, we also got House of Splinters, which we saw earlier. With the awesome art. God, the art is just insane this year. I'm loving it, man. All these books look so beautiful. I seriously, like, this is my reading list for 2026 at this point. Let's see. The Grimoire Grammar School. Or is it Grimoire? Grimoire? Grimoire or Grimoire? I don't know. I'm going to call it Grimoire for now. The Grimoire Grammar School Parent-Teacher Association. That's a very funny cover. I love this textbook with, like, the pentagram and, like, child drawings over, like, magic. That's very fun. But of the nominees in this category, y'all, gotta say, we finally did it. We got one. The winner for the category, Wriggly Little Hands. Fantasy Hive, thank you. I'm absolutely flattered. It only took 6 nominations to finally get the win. No, I appreciate it, seriously. They've shown me a lot of love this year. I'm absolutely flattered by it. Thank you very much, y'all. We'll take Hidden Gem as the win for the year. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it a lot. Sung Moon, Fantasy Hive has a favorite author this year. I appreciate it. I really do. Seeing the love for Wriggly Little Hands makes me feel wonderful. Thank you very much. Meg, you said, I hope sales skyrocket. Hey, fingers crossed. I will say, this Saturday is the entrance window for the self-published fantasy blog off, 11th year running, and Wriggly Little Hands is eligible this year. So I will be entering it. It's the contest has gotten so popular that you have to do a lottery to get in, and only 300 books are chosen. So, fingers crossed. I'm going to try to enter it, and we'll see if we can get in there, because I think it's got a pretty good shot if it makes it in. So, y'all, fingers crossed for me. We're going to try to win that lottery and see if we can't pick up another award for Wrigley. Y'all, if you're just joining in, do me a favor. Tell me your highlight for 2025. I want to celebrate it with you on our last stream of the year here. Oh, I lost the TikTok chat again. All right, and now we have our last category we're going to cover today. If I can pull it up here. For Best Fantasy Creature. Once again, oh, sorry, don't mean to click it like that. Once again, we have the Devils on the list. I wonder what creature it was in here that got them the nom for Best Fantasy Creature. There's a lot of crazy, I'm reading through the Devils now, there's a lot of crazy creatures in there. I kind of wish for this one that it told us what creature it was that got the nom, because I just want to know for all of these, right? Like, I look at the cover and I'm very intrigued, and I want to know what creature did it? What was the crazy invention? But once again, I'm absolutely flattered to see Wriggly Little Hands on the list here with another nomination. And once again, a loss to Joe Abercrombie. Joe does not know who I am. I'm sure he doesn't remember signing my books 11 years ago. But Joe, we got beef now, buddy. We officially got beef. Knocking me out in 2 categories. One day I'm going to get you. No, I'm absolutely flattered to be nominated again. and I think Joe deserves it. Fun list. Fun list. Y'all, if you're looking for some good books to pick up in 2026, I can't recommend the Fantasy Hive enough. They're a wonderful review site. They always get the latest and greatest in fantasy news, reviews. I trust their opinion, and their 2025 year-end awards were a lot of fun to go through. So thank you for going through it with me. But I still want to hear, guys, what were your highlights? What were your highlights of 2025? Let's celebrate them a little bit. Paul Hare over on Video App, it's good to see you, buddy. I'm glad you're here for the last stream of the year. What's your highlight for 25, my guy? What can we celebrate this year? Sung Moon, you said we're all going to be here when you finally beat Joe. Hey, I hope so. I hope so. Maybe in 26 we'll knock him down. Maybe when his sequel to The Devils releases, my sequel to Wriggly Little Hands can go head-to-head with him. Freakazoid, you said your highlight of 2025 is you started the first draft of a book, and you're 44 chapters in. Good stuff, man. 44 chapters. That's a lot. Rock on, dude. Congratulations. I just noticed my background is getting the arm of the couch when I move a certain way. So I guess y'all can look at my couch today. No, Freakazoid, congrats, my guy. Rock and roll. So I've been saying this to everybody that's told me they're working on a book today, but in 2026, I want to see you back here, and I want to hear, is your highlight finishing that book? That's my mission for you. Finish it and come back and tell me about it. Dino, what's up, my guy? Happy New Year's to you as well. Happy New Year's to you. What's your highlight of 2025, man? We're going to celebrate it. Freakazoid, you asked what my highlight is. My highlight of the year, I made a little list here. My number one highlight was to start streaming and to meet all you awesome folks. It's crazy to think that I haven't been streaming all of my life, right? Like, this started last March on a whim. And here we are, all those months later, hundreds of streams later. This is now probably the thing I do most consistently outside of writing every day. I did not ever expect this, but it's been an absolute joy every step of the journey. It's definitely my highlight for 2025. Anakin Skywalker, you said my maps look like Elden Ring. I love that. I love Elden Ring's map, so I appreciate the comparison. Paul, you said lots of highlights for you in 25. Rock on. Probably the most relevant here is rediscovering my love of reading thanks to some fantasy author named Alex Knight. His books are all right, I guess. Well, thank you, Paul. I appreciate it, man. I'm glad that you've rediscovered your love of reading. What's been your favorite book of the year? And I'm glad to help in some small way with that. Appreciate you being here, man. Since for a while, Paul, you were early. I don't know exactly how, but like first month at least, right? Dino, you said, what made me want to be a writer? Is there a specific book or story that inspired you? Not any one specific one, just a lot. Just reading a lot of books as a kid. I read a lot and just kind of wanted to write my own stories, basically. So yeah, no real specific particular source, just reading a lot. And I eventually got to a point where I was like, hey, I want to write my own stories. Because I can enjoy them as much as reading them, but there can be the stories, go in the direction that I want. So yeah. Freakazoid, you said, do you listen to anything when writing? Yeah, sure. Here, we got my whole Spotify here, if we pull it up. Come on. There we go. Can't stream it, but yeah, I got playlist on playlist in here. Something like 1,000 playlists of stuff that I listen to, but it depends on the book. It kind of changes based on what we're writing. I think the thing I listen to most though is metal. I love metal. That's my big genre. All right, y'all. Well, we've been going for a while now, hour and a half on this Wednesday morning. So I think we're gonna wrap it up pretty soon. Oh, I gotta get a little bit of work in here today. But before we go, I want to get any last highlights of the year in, y'all. You got any last highlights for me? We can celebrate them on stream. Otherwise, guys, we're gonna be back on Friday, and you know the plan. Fantasy Map Friday, baby. We're coming back to it. And Incarnate 2.0 has officially launched. So we are now updated. We have a whole bunch of new features like autosave. That'll be a big one. Custom layers. I can finally perhaps solve a lot of my grouping issues with layers. That's going to be fun to see. So there's a lot of new factors we're gonna play around with. So come on Friday. It's gonna be our first stream of 2025, and we're kicking it off with a Fantasy Map Friday. Ooh, that's perfect. I love it. It's gonna be a good time. We might have to pause the big map for a little bit and start a new small one. I think on Friday we'll probably continue with the big map, but then I might take a little side quest again because I've been really itching to do a little town map, like just a small town, you know? I think that would be really fun. Y'all let me know what you think about that. Paul, you said since rediscovering your love of reading in 2025, you've read at least 20 different books this year, including my whole catalog. But I'm behind now and you haven't read my last 2 novellas. Dude, that's awesome. 20 different books this year. Rock and roll. That's sick, man. I love that. And thank you. That's pretty sick. You read my whole catalog this year, man. Thank you. You said TikTok algorithm kept showing you my streams. And eventually you said, let me check out one of the books. And you tried The Far Wild. And the rest is history, huh? Well, thank you, dude. I seriously appreciate that. One day I need to sign those books for you. I would love to do that. And I hope you enjoy the 2 new novellas. Make sure you're in the Discord, you're in the stream, so you get them for free, my guy. They're linked in the Discord in the Free Stories channel, so make sure you go grab them. And for anybody else who might want to read them, if you want to check out this novella or this one right here, both are available for free if you join my Discord or my newsletter. That's about 50,000 free words, so half of a whole book. And if you like them, well, there's a lot more where that came from with my full books. So please do give them a look if you're interested. Otherwise, folks, I want to wish you a very happy new year. Let's ring it in right. Sir Paint, the link on video app will be in my profile. So if you go to my channel, we can probably show it. If we go to like my channel, and then you go to here, and you go to the link tree right there, that's gonna pull you up with all these links, and the Discord is right here, Community Discord. That'll get you there. So please, by all means, feel free. I'd appreciate it. Carmatic, you said, I'm so glad I could be on your last stream of 25 and that your community has grown so much. It's a pleasure to have you here, buddy. And it is incredible to think I spent years on TikTok making no progress, and then on a whim we tried streaming, and now we're here. Approaching 6,000 followers thanks to y'all. And I can't quantify how many book sales and how many new people have read my books and told me they enjoyed them, which is that's really the thing that I like the most. I just love when a reader has enjoyed the book and comes to tell me about it on stream. It really makes my day. So thank you guys. It's been an incredible 2025. It's just, I don't know, life is so much more fulfilling getting to talk to all y'all and interacting with everybody 3, sometimes 4 days a week. It's just, I don't know. It's something I didn't know I needed in life, but something I'm very glad to have. So thank you. I appreciate it. Happy New Year to all of you. I hope it's a wonderful one. Ring it in right. We'll be back on Friday to celebrate our first stream of 2026 with, of course, the classic Fantasy Map Friday. It's going to be good. You know how it goes. I'm excited for it. I'll be excited to see you here. Sung Moon, you said Happy Early New Year. Can't imagine having to wait till next year for Fantasy Map Friday. All the way to 2026 you gotta wait. It's gonna be a long one. Folks, thank you for joining me today. What a wonderful 2025. I don't know how to celebrate it momentously enough. Other than to say it's been a pleasure. I cannot wait for a full year of it to come. And hey, let's do it bigger and better in 26. I'll be back. I'm not going anywhere. I hope you're not either. We will see you then. Until next time, folks, thank you for watching. Thank you for a lovely 2025. And hey, here's to 2026. I'll see you then. Have a great new year, everybody. see you next time. Be excellent to each other. Peace out.